All right, we got one more. Donald Trump also signed an executive order which banned federal funding for transgender surgeries for minors. Here's my question. I don't want federal, it's not a question, it's a statement. I don't want federal funding for transgender surgeries to go to anybody. I don't care how old they are. I shouldn't be paying for it. Period. End of discussion. If that's something... If that's something you want to do on your own time, I mean, I have my opinions about the surgery in general, but under the current laws, if that's something you want to do on your own time, go off. Don't ask me to pay for it. That's all I'm saying here. But he rejected it for minors, and of course, people are calling it genocide. They're saying it's murder. Here's another thing. Again, they overestimated, or I guess you could say they underestimated what a losing issue this was. What a losing issue that this was. Here's a recent study, the New York Times, which isn't exactly known for being a conservative outlet, identified. So 77% of people polled throughout the country, this is regardless of political affiliation, race, religion, gender, have said that society has gone too far in accommodating transgender people. 79% say trans, quote-unquote, women should be kept out of women's sports. 71% say no puberty blockers for kids. Now, I find it a little odd that that number was lower than the other two. My guess is people probably didn't know what that meant. But regardless, this is not the winning argument that you guys thought it was. In fact, you way overplayed your hand. You went into this hand with 2-5 unsuited and shoved. And you're just finally starting to figure out what a disastrous hand you just played. Because that's the thing. I mean, let's think about like all the, just over the last 100 years in the United States, right? Let's think about it. Let's think about all the civil rights movements. Black people wanted to be able to send their kids to school with white kids. Oh yeah, sure. Makes sense. That's reasonable, right? Women wanted to be able to vote. I mean, we can have our disagreements on that one, but at the end of the day, you know, you're an adult, you pay taxes, you work a job. Yeah, I guess you can vote, right? Even gay people, like, hey, we're two consenting adults. We just want to get married. Can you leave us alone? Even that one isn't really even that one wasn't really a big deal for most people, or it's not now at least. The transgender thing has always been and still is pretty weird. The concept on its own is weird. But they're not asking for any additional rights that they don't already have. They can already get married. They can already work whatever job they want. They're not banned from schools. They can vote. They can do whatever they want. So they're not asking for rights. They're asking for negative rights. And what a negative right is a right for them to do something that tramples on somebody else's right. They want your free speech to be shut down and censored so that they can feel, quote unquote, affirmed. They want women's privacy to go out the window so that they can get changed in the women's locker room. That's the difference. And that's why it's such a losing issue, because they finally overplayed their hand on the social justice thing. There's nothing I can do in this country that trans people can't. There's nothing. Nothing. They can vote. They can start a family. They can have a job. They can buy a house, go to school, do whatever they want. Nothing. But it's not about getting new rights. The way that the transgender movement is different from all those other ones I just listed is the transgender movement is about taking rights away from you and not gaining rights for themselves. That's the big difference, and that's our show. We will see you guys Monday. Unsolicited advice is back, and then...
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.